Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT.
Hey, cuties. Happy Friday. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this Power Hour-ish live. But come on in. Please hit the like button on your way in. You guys know I'm going to say some hellos. And then we're going to get started. All right. Let me go up so I can say my hellos. Hey, Linda Gambo. I hope you are well. Good afternoon to you as well. Coco Beauty, thank you so much for joining the Cutie Crew. We got our members only live tonight. We're going to have 4 easy $25 trivia questions. Since I had you guys stumped last week. Hey, Pinky the housewife. I had you guys stumped with a real easy question last week, child. $100 to one winner, and nobody got it. But welcome, Coco Beauty. Hello, Cookie from the Shy. Cutie Crew member. Hey, who said that? Cutie Crew member. Hello, Shirley McLean, Cutie Crew member. Child, is this a members only live? I know it's not, but the Cutie Crew is representing. Hello again, Sherry. Sherry, I think I said Shirley the first time. If I did, I apologize. Let's be clear. Hey, let's be clear. Good afternoon. Okay, I'll be listening with Barry commenting. Okay, hope you all have a great day. All right. Cheryl Canada in the house, Cutie Crew member. Let's be clear is also a Cutie Crew member. We got the legend herself, Aunt Debbie in the house. Hey, Aunt Debbie. Hope you're well. Hey, Square Biz, Cutie Crew member. Hello, Crystal. Good afternoon to you. Again, Pinky the housewife representing. Now, as far as the content creators that's in the house, we got Pinky the housewife. We got Aunt Debbie. Aunt Debbie is on YouTube under Aunt Debbie. Lowercase, Aunt Debbie. You guys make sure you are following her. Aunt Debbie, we need you to get busy, child. Just turn that recording on and start talking. But we're going to go over a few things tonight in members only, Aunt Debbie. But you got to get it going now. We have heard Aunt Debbie on several panels, but I cannot wait to just support her on her channel. Shout out to my sis. She is working. Not sure if she's in the chat. Pink Table Topics. Hold on, guys. Let me cough real quick. All right. Pink Table Topics is also a content creator under Pink Table Topics, also known as Pink Diva. She dropped an intro video just to give you guys a little background about herself and what her channel will be about. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Pink Table Topics as well. Hey, Evelyn. Hey, Mary. Cutie Crew member. Good afternoon. Sam's Bay. Good afternoon to you. Hello, Miss Tina. Happy Friday. Hey, Tia. Tanya B in the house. Hey, Tanya B, Cutie Crew member. Okay, you are driving. Keep your eyes on the road, child. Don't drop down in this comment section while you're driving. But thank you for joining me. Drive safely now. Hello, Elisa, cutie crew member. Hello, Dolores. Hey, Neva, cutie crew member. We got Fifi in the house. Hey, Fifi, cutie crew member. Kim Jones in the house. Hey, Kim. Thank you, Aunt Debbie. Aunt Debbie said, as you come into the room, please hit that like button. Real quickly, guys, this will be an open panel regarding Love and Marriage Huntsville, the YouTube edition. Seems like to me the show is on YouTube. Okay. So I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say after I give a little commentary. Hey, Niecy Smith, good afternoon, cutie crew member. Hey, Ann. Hey, Yvette. Hey, Trisha, cutie crew member. Hey, Claudia. Hey, Wylette. Wylette, you not working, child? It's a shame. I know everybody and what they got going on. And I know that Wylette normally is working. Thanks for joining me, Wylette. I appreciate it. Cutie crew member, Miss Lady Cutie crew member. Hello, Brittany Janae. You know, I love to say that name. I love to say Brittany Janae. I love to say Veronica Monroe. You guys got some sophisticated names. Hey, Toffee. Is it Toffee or Toffee? Hello. Hey, Deborah Jackson, cutie crew member. Okay, Del Val. Del Val, girl. Del Valley, girl. Let me know if I'm saying it correct. I'm just taking a play off of Valley Girl. Del Valley Girl. Hello to you. Hey, Patricia. Hey, Gloria. Good afternoon. Cutie crew member. And speaking of Veronica Monroe, here she go. Hey, Veronica Monroe. Hey, Reese the Diva. Hey, Bravo. Thanks for joining me. Hey, Stephanie Moore. Yes, it's Tay in the house. Bravo. And yes, it's Tay, our cutie crew members. The cutie crew is representing. It was too much math. Oh, no, it wasn't, Niecy. All you had to do was just do a quick Google search. But I understand some of you guys said you were on your phone, but I made sure to copy and paste my answer, and it was done in less than 30 seconds. So, I see my sis, Pink Table Topics. I just got finished talking about you, Pink Table Topics, also known as Pink Diva. I mentioned that awesome intro video. Yeah, my girl is about it, okay? All right, we're gonna get started. Hello, Tanisha. Hey, Titi again. Who said that? I know I got you. Hey, Simply Beautiful. The Love and Marriage Huntsville historian is in the building. Hey, Mama V. Hey, Betty McWilliams. Hey, Delicia. Cutie crew members. All right. Am I down to the bottom? I'm almost down. Thank you, Denise. Denise is watching from work. Thank you for your support. Let me first start off by saying thank you to Demita Joe. No, I don't know if it's Demita Joe Child. I think I got a subscriber by the name of Demita Joe, but I'm not sure if this was the Demita Joe. But Demita, thank you so much for the Cash App. I appreciate it. I really do. Okay, guys, we're going to get started. If I missed any one of you just listening, hey, Rose. Hello, Victoria. It's toffee, like coffee. Okay, I got it. All right, distracting one. Hello to you. Thank you guys again for joining me. Currently, hey Megan, happy Veterans Day. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your service. So thank you for that. Who said that? Thank you for that. Did you guys vote on election day a couple days ago? I meant to ask you guys that. We got to make sure that we really vote in the local elections as well. We got to make sure. Chit chat, there was no excuse for girl. Bah. to ask us for a dissertation for get on up out of here. Simply Beautiful of all people. I would have thought my love and marriage Huntsville historian would have answered that ASAP. I am disappointed. Okay. Hey, Kathy. All right, guys, let's get started. 250 people watching. Thank you guys again for joining me for this Friday Power Hour ish, because we may go over. I am off on Fridays, but I can't stay too long because I do have members only tonight. As I mentioned, for the Cutie Crew, we will be going over the YouTube tips for you guys. Also, the $425 trivia winners. And I'm just going to say this, child. If y'all don't win tonight, I'm putting this money right on back into my account. Okay. I'm basically just giving it away. Do you hear me? Okay, Sam's Bay is a veteran and said, thank you all. It's a pleasure to be in a great company. Sam's Bay, thank you for your service, your protection of us. We appreciate it. We really do. But let's get started, guys. It is a Kiki day, okay? Kiki Palmer, Kiki Jabbar, and Bugs. And I'm going to get into Bugs in a minute. I am not sure if you guys watch Bugs' interview with Crystal. What is her YouTube channel name? Crystal XO, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't know how I'm feeling about Bugs. I'm sorry. I can't wait until you guys let me know your thoughts once I give a little commentary. But I'm giving old Bugs the side eye, period, point blank. That is my opinion, and I'm going to let you guys know why in a minute. Let me just bring this up real quickly. What's going on? I need you to automatically open. All right. First of all, Kiki Jabbar also did an interview with Crystal XO. Crystal traveled to Huntsville. Great interviews, but I must say, the buzzing in Bugs's shop got on my nerves. Now, I think that they could have at least had the guy to stop cutting hair while she was interviewing. That was a distraction. Hey, LaDawn, that was a distraction from me. And then I don't know, on several of my devices that I was trying to watch the interview, the screen went black. So if you guys experience that, let me know. But as I mentioned, pretty good interview. 41 Fit, thank you so much for joining the Cutie Crew, as well as Sherry Pittman. Thank you so much for joining the Cutie Crew and Coco Beauty. I hope you guys will join us tonight for our members only live. We get real deep in members only. Tonight we got some business to take care of, but we definitely gonna talk about all things love and marriage Huntsville, as well as whatever else the Cutie Cute Crew, would like to discuss. But let me go ahead and get into Kiki Palmer real quickly. I must say this. I am disappointed in a lot of women. A lot of women have not been on Kiki Palmer's side. Now, we know that the news broke. This is courtesy of the Shade Room that I'm sharing right now. Let me go here and let me go here. Let me put this up real quickly. But we know that the news broke yesterday that Kiki Palmer had filed for sole custody, physical custody of her son, as well as seeking a temporary restraining order against her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, Darius Dalton. Now, I thought his name was Darius Jackson. But anyway, the judge has granted, thank goodness, Kiki that temporary restraining order as well as custody of her baby boy. But if you guys go through the comments, yes, simply beautiful, shisty as hell. Okay, and we're gonna discuss that. But if you guys go through the comment section on social media, especially before the pictures that Radar Online dropped, it was so many people just saying foolishness to me. They said that Kiki used this guy, Kiki Palmer. I gotta specify. She used this guy just to get a baby. She used this guy for this. Oh, she's lying. And it was so disappointing for me. Kiki Palmer is well established, and she ain't gotta use nobody. She got money, she got the status, she got the career at a very, very young age. And yes, Sherry put Sherry Pittman, I'm appalled at the women blaming her. No one can drive a person to violence. Facts. Facts. So I did drop a video about this late last night, child. No, I think I had it scheduled for this morning, but I recorded it last night. But I did want to go ahead and clear up some things because a couple people asked me in my comments if that was a child in the pictures, courtesy of Radar Online, when Darius was attacking Kiki Palmer. Like Sherry said, no excuse at all. No one can drive a person to violence, period. And it seems to me there is a history when it comes to these Jackson brothers. Um, Let me make sure this is sharing. Okay, so it is. All right, so these are the pictures that Radar Online released yesterday. And it's so sad that it took these pictures for some of the people to change their opinions about Kiki. I'm going to tell you this: protect black women for most people is a crock of BS. A crock of BS. A lot of people are saying that, oh, they shouldn't have released these pictures. That's an invasion of privacy. No, it's not, because without these pictures, we would have people that were still talking negatively about Kiki. These pictures prove exactly why she needed a temporary restraining order, and I hope that it turns into a permanent restraining order. Okay? He cannot see the child. They do go to court next month. Maybe the judge will change that. I'm sure the judge will change that eventually, possibly with some type of treatment for this guy. But this is what I wanted to make sure to point out. There were people, and watch my arrow, there were people in my comment section saying that they thought that this was a child watching Darius assault Kiki. And at first glance, it sort of looked like it, but if you look closely, this is something leaning up against the wall. A lot of people thought this was hair and again, a child, but it was not. But thank goodness these pictures were released. Thank goodness Kiki had security footage inside her home. I need to go back and check and see if somebody responded to my comment, because somebody felt that it was questionable. Maybe I'm not gonna call your name, but I think you may be in my comment section now. But I need to go back to my video and check a comment. Some people feel like this was a setup, that Kiki set him up by having security footage of video, or just, protection. And that's what it is. I don't think that this was for Darius. We have to remember she is a star. Most people do have video cameras inside their home. It's for your security. And thank God that it was there to prove again Kiki. This right here was just terrible, absolutely terrible. And as I mentioned, it seems like this may run in the family. So we know that Kiki Palmer's mother, Sharon, came out and she said that she had talked to Darius's brother, Soranis, and he basically told her, I was abusive too before. Like it was really not a big deal. Then he came out and said that he never said that. Well, take a look at what his baby's mama had to say. Dominique Perry. Now, this is courtesy of Dominique's Instagram page. Again, she is Soranis's baby's mama, and it seems like that she is letting it be known in her own little way that what Kiki Palmer's mother said was correct. So I'm going to go ahead and read this statement, and then I'm going to show you a retweet that she did when this story first broke yesterday. So Dominique put, there was a repost of a post I made on yesterday. There's situations where you laugh to keep from crying. Let me give clarity. I would never laugh at anyone that is subject to domestic abuse, female or male. Now, when I show you guys what she reposted, you'll see why people felt like she was laughing. She put, as it's known, abuse comes in different definitions, silent and physical. Only the people enduring such behavior truly understand the effect. Women have been manipulated, abused, lied on for centuries and put their head down for the fear of not being believed. We need to stop being afraid. I may not be at the highest platform in my career just yet, to be heard and or supported by the public, but whenever that time comes, everyone will listen. God is in control of my steps and I'll respond accordingly. I will be vindicated in his timing. Pray for the abusers. The protected babies will always be fine. Now, I would have liked to pray for the victims first before the abusers, okay? Even though the abusers do need prayer, but the way she put that for me um was, I gave her a little side eye. But anyway, this is what she reposted when the news broke yesterday. This is courtesy of Neighborhood Talk. Just a real quick share for our researching that we're doing right now under fair use. But she had the Michael Jackson emoji with the little emoji winking. And people at first thought that she was talking about Kiki's mother, but she was not. She was talking about her baby daddy. And as this person said, she's eating popcorn because she's watching him get his karma. Y'all can't be this dense. So that's how I took it when I saw the Michael Jackson meme or whatever, that she was talking about her own baby daddy, not Kiki Palmer's mother. But sad situation, period. Prayers for Kiki Palmer. Although I know this is somewhat embarrassing, thank goodness that those pictures were released because people, especially Black women, were clowning her and doubting her. And I just don't like that at all. Protect Black women. We know that that's what we say, and we should mean it. We really should. Tanya Russell, I'm gonna read a couple comments and then we're gonna go ahead and get into these Huntsville happenings. 427 people watching currently. Thank you guys so much. Please make sure to hit the like button. And if you are watching from the bushes, drop down, subscribe, and chit chat with us. Tanya, you put some people are just ignorant. Why would a woman want to be physically abused? Facts. Aquarius goddess, it's a lot going on. Facts. Hey, Red Ann. And you are welcome, Thames. Thank you for the discussing. Thank you for discussing this issue on your platform. This violence started out with a violent verbal back and forth that escalated into physical abuse. Well, Thames, it was before the verbal, from what I understand. That's if you're speaking about what Darius put out here when Kiki went to go see Usher. And if so, there were also pictures that were released of Kiki and Darius again. Was that on Radar Online as well? Because he had on two different outfits. Let me see. Yeah, let me share that. So this started back in February 2022. And I don't want to say started because it could have been before that. But Radar Online released all of the pictures. So not just from this past Sunday, they also released these, which was dated February 13th, 2022. So we coming up on 2024, would almost be 2 years, a couple months shy of 2 years. But as you guys can see here in these pictures, Darius is shirtless. He has on pants, and that is his hand around Kiki's neck. Okay? What is that going off? One of these phones, child. So yeah, if you look here, he had on shorts and a blue shirt. Here, topless. So two different incidents. We don't know when it started. And you guys, give me 1 second. I got something beeping. Let me run real quickly. Where is it? I got too many phones. Okay, I'm back. I had a phone all the way in the back of the house reminding me to go live. But that is that on Kiki Palmer's story. Coco Beauty, thank you so very much for the super chat. You say you love my commentary. Glad to be a member. I was also a victim of domestic violence. Prayers for Kiki and her family. Prayers to you, Coco Beauty, and I'm glad that you were also. I'm taking that past tense, um, but thanks for sharing that. A lot of us, I'm going to include myself, were. Now, mines weren't anything recently, definitely not at the hands of my soon to be ex husband, but I have experienced it myself. So I'm going to look for while we're talking and chatting, a domestic violence hotline. But speak up, guys, speak up. And if you're in anything like this, please get out. Please get out. There are, and I hate to be blunt, but I'm going to be blunt. There are cemeteries filled with domestic violence victims, as well as jails filled with domestic violence victims that, probably had enough and took the law in their own hands. So make sure to get out. Call a hotline, call a girlfriend, call a family member, but don't suffer in silence. And thank God that Kiki is not suffering in silence any longer. But thank you again, Coco
Plenty dollars.
Beauty.
Plenty dollars. Can we get
Thank you. I appreciate you so much. I really do. And thank you again for becoming a member of the Cutie Crew. All right, guys, I'm going to read a couple comments and then I'm going to get into my Love and Marriage Huntsville YouTube edition commentary. And then I'm going to drop the link so you guys can come up and give me your thoughts on Kiki Palmer, as well as Kiki Jabbar, as well as bugs. Okay. But let me read a couple comments because this is a very, very important topic, and I definitely don't want to just skip over this. Are we watching the same thing with Tisha and Marceau? Thanks. Well, we definitely not watching physical. I did see Red Ann on my phone saying possibly mental, and I can agree with that. On the outside looking in, we'll talk about that. On the outside looking in, and I'm going to incorporate something going forward because this is what I want to do. Well, I'll share that in my cutie crew tonight. But I'm going to incorporate something going forward to see if possibly we missed anything. Veronica Monroe, thank you so very much for the Cash App. I appreciate you. Let me recognize Veronica Monroe. Thank
Plenty
you.
dollars. Plenty dollars. Can we get cash
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let me go ahead and read some comments, and then, like I said, we'll get into what did I miss? Neva, yes, Neva, I saw that last night as well. That he struck her while she was holding their baby, and he had the nerve. Do I have that picture? I don't have time to get it right now, but he had the nerve. I don't know if I put it in my video, but he made a post to his son yesterday on Twitter talking about love you son and see you soon. But allegedly you struck the son's mama while she was holding him. These men need help, okay? And they need to just stop thinking that they are, a lot of them are just okay. A lot of them got issues in more ways than one. And then they go about their lives and damage other people. I don't like it at all. And I really think that more men need to be held accountable. They need to seek help, like for real, for real. Sherry, yes. We are definitely praying for Kiki and all victims of DV for sure. Laprice, hey Laprice, I was all well, and it's very hard to get out of it. You was as well. Okay. Yes, and that's what some of the people in the comments were saying yesterday. Well, if they got pictures from 2022, why didn't she leave then? It's not that easy for a lot of people. It is just not that easy where, kudos to those that, let's say, the guy struck them once and they were up. But most times that's not the case. Most times people love these people that end up being abusers, and they stay because of that. So yeah, very hard. Laprice, thank you for saying that. Yes, Sherry, safely. Okay, Red Ann, that's the comment that I was speaking of. I think so too. Um, Love in Mary Huntsville is triggering, and this might contribute to its popularity. What might contribute to it? Things. What's going on with Kiki Palmer? Let me know. Aquarius goddess. Oh, I was in an emotionally abusive relationship 8 years ago. And thank God again, you were past tense. But yes, we can be in emotionally abusive relationships for sure. Hey, Deborah, we must develop an exit strategy, just like Kiki, just like countless of women, especially. I totally agree with that. Thank you again, Aunt Debbie. Hey, Cricket. All right, let's see. I'm gonna start some of these comments that's dealing with love in Mary Huntsville, and then we will get to those. Neva, you put she was trying to protect the baby because he had gotten upset because the baby was crying and he was trying to change his pamper. And when she tried to help, he got mad. Allegedly, Neva. Are you talking about Kiki Palmer? Hey, Prosperity. Allegedly. I also heard that what happened this past Sunday, so the recent images that we saw, they said that he went over there to see the baby, but the baby was at Kiki's sister's home. And he got upset about that and then, you know, did what he did. Let me plug this up. Um, for me, and I put this in my video this morning, even him speaking out the way he did about Kiki, what phone is this? Sorry, guys. About Kiki being at that Usher's concert and performing with a fellow entertainer. That's all it was. That's how I took it. But even when he did that, publicly shame her, you should be ashamed of yourself. You're a mom, for goodness sake. That was a form of abuse to me. To me. But I'll read a couple more comments and then we'll get to Love and Marriage Huntsville. For anybody that's sharing your stories, if you want to click the link when I drop it and come up and share your stories, it would be absolutely wonderful. You may give other women hope. And as I mentioned, if you are currently going through this, I would say 99.9% things won't change, and get out. Get out. Just get out. Shelly, you put an abuser like that unalive my former secretary. I went with her to get a restraining order. He left her alone for 6 months after the order ended. Then unalived her. Oh wow. Kiki needs a pow pow. I am so very sorry to hear that, Shelly. And that's the real truth of what this situation when it comes to Kiki Palmer could have led to. I do agree that she definitely needs security. So sorry about your former secretary. And prayers going up. Thank you for sharing that. It's sad. It really is. And I got sad instantly when I saw this because Kiki Palmer is one of the most happiest people that I've seen. She's wise beyond her years to me. I'm hoping if they ever need to cast somebody to play Angela Bassett, that they choose Kiki Palmer. But most times she's speaking out against issues such as this. We know that a lot of people didn't even believe her when she spoke out before about Trey Songz. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of that. R. Kelly-ish type of situation. People didn't believe her then, but she's wise beyond her years, and I just got sad for her. But it's also a message that you never know what people are going through in their lives. You never know. Mary Kelly, you put as a survivor of domestic violence when there is emotional, physical. Okay, let me start over. As a survivor of domestic violence, when there is emotional, physical, usually isn't too far behind. Okay, when there's emotional abuse, usually physical is not too far behind. Yeah, any form, mental as well. But let me get hold on. I want to get this hotline real quickly and make sure that I put it in the chat as well as scroll it across the screen. But if any of you, hold on, need to speak to someone, number one, reach out to me. Reach out to me on Instagram. Reach out to your family. Reach out to your friends. Call this DV hotline and speak to somebody. And, there are shelters and things like that. Even if you're there because of financial reasons, you can't leave and all of that. Take that step and leave. Take that step and leave. All right, Prosperity, let me read what you put. Thank God he didn't break her because her spirits, thank you, are always high. We would have never known until she told us. I just hope that as Black women, we all stand with her and not tear her down for the Black King. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that, Prosperity. And I mentioned that earlier. It was very discouraging going through social media yesterday and looking at some of the comments because a lot of Black women were not and still aren't standing with her. But the majority of them have, from what I can tell, have changed their minds since they saw the pictures of Darius. Cookie, I'm so sorry. You lost your oldest daughter as a result of DV. So very sorry to hear that, Cookie. This is a crisis. We're talking about opioids and all of that. This is a crisis, that's been going on forever and a day. My prayers go out to you, Cookie, and I'm so sorry to hear that. As Thane said, please develop an exit plan, please. So prayers going up. I will continue to go through the comments to my cutie mods that's in the house. Aunt Debbie, Pink Table Topics. If you guys see anything that I need to see that I missed, please make sure to point it out to me. Shelly, just I wanted to talk about what you said as far as your former secretary. I had a high school friend whose mom was unalived by her dad. And it stuck with me all these years. She actually was at work. She hid under a desk and somebody sat in front of her. They saw him coming into her job. I guess they saw him through the window and he still found her up under that desk. So, stories like that stick with me. And again, I am praying for anybody that has experienced this, or someone that's experienced this, that's lost loved ones or kids or just anybody. My prayers go out to you. And let me put that domestic DV phone number so it can scroll across my screen. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me, are you going to let me do this? Okay, edit. Hold on, guys. Okay, what are you doing? Real quickly, because I want to make sure I do this. Okay, here we go. And you guys copy down this number, call it if you need it. As I mentioned, make sure to reach out to me. I am on Instagram if you need somebody to talk to. It's very serious. So, again, prayers to everyone involved: Kiki Palmer, her son, and as I mentioned, any of you in this chat that has unfortunately experienced this or lost loved ones. Prayers going up. All right. Heavy topic, but it's definitely something that we definitely need to discuss more often, for sure. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me go ahead and get this ready. We're going to talk about the Love and Marriage Huntsville YouTube edition. Okay. YouTube edition. And I just got a question from for Mr. Carlos Kane. Carlos, you need to start speaking about some of these things that's going on when it comes to the stars of your show. Now, I'm not too sure as far as what will be discussed in these remaining episodes of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Not sure what will be discussed at the reunion. But yeah, Carlos's show is on YouTube. Okay. And we know that we have so much more info as far as what's really going on with the stars of the show compared to what we see on Love and Marriage Huntsville. And it's not too good. It is not too good. So Carlos is going to be every week reviewing Married to Medicine with Dr. Heavy, But like I said, he's been radio silent to me since the news of the Revenge P. Because we know that at one point Carlos was interviewing the stars of his show. He would have Dustin Ross doing commentary with him right here on YouTube. All of that has come to a stop. And my opinion only, it started with the Revenge P with Mr. Martell Holt. And when Kenya Moore brought that to a national platform at Real Housewives of Atlanta's reunion, that's when it seems like all talk about Love and Maritinesville stopped with Carlos King on YouTube. Right before Kenya came out and said that, Carlos was still doing a little talking. I haven't heard Carlos say his number one show in quite some time. In quite some time. And I'm just wondering why. Why? Now, let's go ahead and get into bugs. I will admit to you guys that when this news first broke of bugs, courtesy of Anthony Lofty's, Anthony was one of the first, if not the first, that broke this news as far as bugs and this whole threesome stuff and all of that. I wasn't really in tune to the things that came after. I did watch some of Anthony's video. I know a lot of people at the time felt sorry for old Bugs. And a lot of people felt sorry for Bugs because Bugs came out here as a victim to the Scots. That's what I remember. Like I said, I think I only watched maybe the first video, and I couldn't tell you guys really what else was said other than what people have shared, like in my lives or whatever. But I don't trust Bugs. I don't trust Bugs, period. Now, I'm going to say this first. This is what I think. I don't know what's true. I don't know what's not true. But what I think happened, this is my own personal opinion. I think that Bugs was hurt that he and Jasmine, the makeup artist, broke up. I think that Bugs was a man scorned. Yes, Cookie, he's changed his story several times. Several, several times. But I think he was a man scorned. And I think at the time, he wanted to make Jasmine look bad. Okay, that's what I think. Now, when it comes to Marceau and Letitia, forget people calling the city about illegal gambling at Black. You guys made sure to speak about that on the show, Love and Maritinesville. What about all of this information coming out about that back room at Black? See, this is what I don't like, that Carlos does not force them to address these issues right on the show. But to make them look like victims, I'm going to let you discuss allegedly people calling about illegal gambling, and that was incorrect. And Tisha started crying, and oh my God, I can't believe that people would do this. But they ain't got nothing to say about this. Now, what Bugs did say in that interview is that Marceau was in the room with the two other ladies, Jasmine, his ex, and another girl. That's what Bugs said in this interview. Marceau, you out here clowning Kiki. You ain't saying nothing about Bugs, though. I find it very, very odd. Here's another question that I have, because I don't think this girl was the other girl, the girl Tasha. Again, I'm not 100% on all of these people, guys, but Bugs did say that it was OWN that fired Tasha. Tasha was Kimmy's makeup artist. You guys drop in the comments and let me know, or when you click the link, whoever's going to join me, you can let me know. Tasha was not the other girl that was in the room with Marceau and Jasmine, correct? I believe that was another person. Or was it Tasha? But this is my question. Why did Own fire Tasha, but Own didn't fire Jasmine? Why? That don't make sense to me. Or did they put the blame on Own? I would like to know that. Somebody needs to clarify that for me because it's just not making sense. In my opinion, if this was not a setup from the start, and I'm going to get into a little bit more of that, if this was not a setup from the start, all of the makeup artists should have been fired by OWN since they fired one. I don't understand. Bugs did talk negatively about Stormy Steele because he said that Stormy is the one who made the call. And we know that Stormy did say that. Stormy is the one that made the call. He's not too pleased with Stormy. Well, Bugs, we're not too pleased with you. Now, another question that I had that Bugs said in this interview that he did with Crystal XO, he mentioned, I believe Anthony Lofty's made sure to speak about this as well, but Bugs called that meeting with Letitia and Marceau the same night he had that interview with Anthony Lofty's. Why, Bugs? Why? Like I said, he came out here like he was a victim of being done wrong by Marceau and Tisha, but you called a meeting? Why? Because the story blew up, and allegedly, in my opinion, this could have been a setup by the Scotts, Bugs, and everybody else from the start, because that's how it's looking to me. Um, he said that somebody called Marceau. It was so much, and I just took a little notes. But he said somebody called Marceau and said that he shouldn't trust Bugs, and that's the reason why Bugs called Marceau. But you called Marceau the same night you was on Anthony's live, and if I'm not mistaken, again on Anthony's live, you were against Marceau, treating you wrong, taking your money, and all of the above. Had people donating and all of the above. So, I'm confused. I'm just confused. I don't know if you guys is as confused as me, but has Bugs championing for Marceau and also out here being a victim from Marceau. He said that Marceau told him he didn't know if Bugs was a BAN, biatch, a Negro, or a real Negro. That's what Marceau said to Bugs. Let me stop. I was gonna say something, but let me stop. But for me, uh, this is I'm giving the side eye to everybody. Bug said that it's a shame that this had to happen and that the rumor was the reason why he feels like Marceau didn't finish his shop. The rumor that you started, Bugs. The rumor that you started. Can you let us know? He said that he was going to hold out because he has more money. He said that Marceau said that he was going to hold out because Marceau has more money than Bugs. And if they got to take the legal route, then so be it. Now, that's what Bugs said, Marceau said. And Marceau, you already up in courts with 50 lawsuits allegedly, but you playing big man on campus against Bugs. What else? Bugs tried to act like he was the victim. This is all about clout, guys. Let me say that. I feel like this is straight up clout chasing 101. But Bugs said that he was in church and he got a call from his sister about this being mentioned on Love in Mary Huntsville. Boy, bye. Your name wasn't even mentioned on Love in Mary Huntsville. So there was no need for your sister to call you in church unless everybody knew that this all was a setup. What else did he say? I'm confused about the dollar amount. It's so much. But he said that things were cool with Tisha until they found out. Now, this is where Bugs, I really gave him the side eye because what evidence, Bugs? You saying that, you're very adamant in saying that I never said threesome. I never said threesome. But he said things were cool with Tisha until they found out that he has evidence for the show. What evidence, Bugs? What evidence? Then, immediately after he said that, he caught himself and said the rumors. The rumors. Now, do you got proof or evidence for the show, or was it just rumors? This is my thing. As I mentioned, I don't know if Carlos made Letitia and Marceau address this at the reunion. I really don't like that the reunion was so early because, again, Love Marriage Huntsville is on YouTube now. They need to send some producers on over this way. The show is on YouTube. But if Carlos didn't make them discuss this at the reunion, I think he needs to have some type of special sit down with two of the stars of his show. I have nothing against Carlos. I can promise you guys that. I am proud of him being a black man and in the space that he's in. But Carlos, we don't want you to come out here and pick apart, let's say, Robin Dixon, or pick apart love and hip hop when it comes to Erica Mena, or pick apart anything if you're not picking apart your own damn show. So we will have to wait and see if he will discuss this or make Tisha and Marceau discuss this at the reunion. And I'm just going to say this. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it based on Carlos's own words on his podcast when he told the Scotts, Marceau, and Tisha, and I believe that also applies to Kimmy and Maurice, that they didn't have to discuss their real lives. Discuss your business. Don't leave Marceau. Marceau was threatening to leave the show at that time. And Carlos told him, no, don't leave, don't leave. Just discuss your business. Well, this is their business. This is their business. And we would just like to see this. What else before I drop this link? Send him the video. Oh, Bug said that, I took this as a little blackmail. He said that Marceau told him if he sends him the video, then he will do what's needed as far as that shop. That seems like blackmail to me. What else? Crystal said that it seems like Kiki's intent is to prove Marceau is unfaithful. Now, this is what I'm going to say about that. I don't think that that's Kiki's intent, especially when it was Letitia out of Kiki's own mouth that approached Kiki to get some information. So, I think she's out to prove that she just didn't make all this up, or she didn't just reach out to these people and ask for information about Marceau and Tisha. She asked because Tisha asked her to fire her makeup artist, and she didn't want to do so without knowing what's going on. And because of Tisha asking her to fire her makeup artist, Letitia wanted information. Kiki got it, and all of a sudden, Tisha don't want to hear it. Tisha don't want to hear it. What else? Bugs had the nerve to talk about integrity. And I'm sorry, he's talking about Kiki, saying that she didn't have any integrity and how he don't like how she just kept asking him or whatever. Look, Bugs, you could have hung up that phone quick, fast, in a hurry. Okay? So you are not a victim at all. And we questioning your integrity. I know I am. Um, what else did I put here? Yeah, he could have just said no comment and hung up. He said that he didn't want to get clouts from this. for airing out Marceau's dirty laundry, and I disagree. I disagree. Because guess what? If you ain't want clout, you wouldn't even be giving interviews right now today. In my opinion, it's really nothing for you to clear up any more bugs. You back working with Marceau in whatever way, even if that's just by not speaking. And I think that he's holding out to see if possibly they will have him on the show to discuss this. Yes, Mary Kelly, he kept asking Kiki, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? He absolutely did. He absolutely did. We heard that. We heard the audio. But now let's blame Kiki. First of all, I wanted to put Kiki's picture up. She looked absolutely beautiful in her interview with Crystal. And Kiki, as I just put in the video that I shared of you going live this morning, you ain't got nothing else to prove. You really don't. You really, really don't. And somebody put in my comments, I apologize, I don't know the name, but they said that it is now time for Kiki to use her platform to reach out to people who are suffering from this crisis, opioid crisis, who is currently recovering, such as herself. Forget what the Scots got to say. Okay, because guess what we know? They will never come out here and say, you know what, we're sorry. We shouldn't have did this. Kiki is family. We shouldn't have done this. We shouldn't have said that. That would never happen. As a matter of fact, on one of these devices I got in here, Marceau, just as recent as yesterday, was still clowning Kiki right on Facebook. And he had the other Bigums joining him, which is his brother Micah. I think that's how you pronounce it. So yeah, they were on Facebook discussing storage units and everything else, and that's to keep this mess going. Um, this to me is no different than the whole revenge P when it comes to Martell. Bug said something about revenge P as well. And again, he's trying to act like Kiki somehow is in possession of some type of tape of he and his ex, Jasmine. How did people get it, Bugs? How did people get it? I think you put it out there yourself. The money is questionable. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. At one point, I thought it was only 25K that was in question. Somehow that's jumped to 55K, but 10K was returned. So did Letitia and Marceau keep 45K? What's going on? What's going on? Now, Bugs never took possession of that building. Um, how come he not suing? How come he's not suing the Scots? How did he turn on Kiki? There's one thing I'll say about Kiki. Um, I wish that she would have just hung up on that phone call. Because this probably, I don't know, because I think it was a setup, so it probably would still be happening. But I wish she would have just hung up. But Kiki, girl, hold your head up high. You ain't got nothing else to prove to nobody but yourself. That's it. Your husband and your kids. I get it because they are blasting her nationally. Marceau is keeping this going. As I mentioned, right on Facebook just yesterday, he's still keeping this going. And, I took up for Marceau in a sense because I didn't like Stormy calling him a biatch, but it's given biatch behavior. It's given biatch behavior because he needs to let it go. He needs to let this go. There will be no reconciliation when it comes to Letitia and Kiki as long as Marceau Scott is involved. I don't see it. I don't see it. But Carlos, the people want to hear from you. The people would like to hear from you. Very, very quiet, Mr. Carlos King. And we just want to know why. Is Carlos over Love in Maritinsville now that he has his YouTube channel? His YouTube channel is successful. I have been enjoying a lot of the interviews that he's been doing, especially since he took Nene Leakes' advice and he is speaking to people in person and not from his closet. So, is he hanging up the towel? Could this be the last season of Love in Maritinsville? Because Mr. Man that made sure to say number one show, the number one show on is not talking about the number one show any longer. But you guys drop down in the comments. I got a little more. Oh, I'm so happy to see you backstage, BLS. I'm gonna let you up real quickly. Let me get this other device ready. But I've been looking for you, girl, BLS. All right, let me turn this down. All right, did I pin the link? I think I did pin the link. This phone I need to plug up. I got too much going on. And we're going to chat for a little bit. I do have to make a run so I can get back for my cutie crew later tonight. Excuse me. Cutie crew, you guys make sure you got your drinks. Y'all know we be sipping during our members only. And I'm sipping coffee right now. My third cup of coffee. But as I wait for people backstage, I am going to read a couple comments. I see you, Lazon. I see you, a BLS. I see you, Prosperity. I'm coming. You guys hold tight. Let me read a couple of these comments. Yes, Kevin. Kevin, we got a male. 8 out of 10 women or men are subject to DV. Most important is that a strategic decision should be made to leave. Then there should be no contact and work on rebuilding your lives. Great, great advice, Kevin Moore. Thank you so much for saying that. I totally agree. Keyword strategic decision to leave. Yes, you got to be strategic in cases like that, because if they get a whiff, it could end horribly. As I mentioned, I experienced this years ago, and my ex, who was a popo, um, was unalived by a girlfriend after myself. Years after I ended it with him, he was unalived by her. And that's why I said it's a lot of jails that's filled with women that, instead of strategically, like Kevin said, leaving and because that's sad as well. You're spending the rest of your life in jail. Um, you know, so yeah, tough conversation, but I'm so glad that we had it today. And as I mentioned, as far as that DV hotline, I'm going to put it up again. You guys make sure to, if needed, call. If needed, reach out to me. And join the cutie crew. We talk about subjects such as this. Okay, let me put up a banner so I can let the folks that's backstage. Yes, who just put that? Tomorrow is Melody Cherie's birthday. We know that. Hey, Kim. We know that Mel has always put 11:11 in a lot of her posts and things like that. So happy birthday in advance to Melody Cherie. I'm hoping she gonna pop back out on her birthday. But let me go ahead and welcome the cuties backstage. Hey, BLS.
Hey, Chit Chat, how are you?
Hey, I've been looking for you, chat.
I
I
had to
said,
get in
Lord
on
have
this one.
mercy, because you know how we had our little discussion last week, and you got an echo. So I believe you may have a second window open about not talking about coleslaw and Martell. And I said, I hope BLS wasn't didn't take what I said personally about, content creators. We gonna talk about it. But because of you, I've made the decision that, any videos or anything like that, I won't share. So I listen to you, but I'm still gonna talk about it. Still gonna talk about it.
Okay.
Now, BLS, I do need you to check your device because you're the only one that I let up stage, that I added to the live. And you do have an echo. So try to get that resolved while we add two more ladies. Ladon. Hey, Ladon.
Hey, chit chat.
Hi, sis. How are you?
Girl, we're going to talk about it in members only, child.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, okay. We're gonna talk about some more stuff. Okay. All right. Well, happy Friday to you. And you know that yeah, we're gonna talk about a lot of things tonight. But thanks for
Mhm.
joining me. And then we have Prosperity Thick Girl. Hey, Prosperity.
Hey Chit Chat, hey everybody.
Hey, how
Hey,
are you?
prosperity.
I'm good, baby.
That's
I'm here.
that's
That's
good.
all I can say.
Yes,
Your
ma'am.
voice
Yes.
don't sound good.
Yeah, you sound a little down. Everything okay? Are you just tired
No,
or
it's the my mama's death date is on the
oh.
Sunday, so it's been a week.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm
Just
so
stay
sorry. And a big,
strong.
yes, stay strong. Big hug to you. And live like your mom will want you to, but I understand. My mom's death date is in a couple weeks, and holiday blues, and
Yes.
so I'm here for you. So sorry to
Thank you,
that.
baby.
Big, big
Thank
hug
y'all.
to you. You're
Think about
welcome.
the
You're
good
welcome.
memories so you can have a smile when you're thinking about her.
Yes, yes. Whew, that's tough. And it's something that, I hate that I can relate. I'm trying to map out a
You and me
getaway
both.
now just
Hmm.
because of that. I'm
I
going
don't wish this
somewhere.
club on nobody. This is
Me
a club
either,
nobody should have to
Prosperity.
be a part of.
Yes, me either. Me either. So, but
And
with
I'm the
women
only
like,
child and lost my mother and just be like,
mm,
oh, I need her sometimes.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So I get it.
yeah. Yes. And you know what, ladies? I think that that's why I got a little emotional, even though the scene itself, it was a little emotional with Mel and Miss Van last week. I
Me
think
Hmm.
that
too.
just to see a mom
Hmm.
embrace her daughter and show that concern and know how hard it was for her to make
Mm.
that decision, it made me miss my mama so much. Oh,
Hmm.
You
it
and me
made me
both.
miss my
I
mama.
even shed a
Hmm.
tear with him. I was like, don't
I
do this
did
to me,
too.
Miss Van. Don't do
I
it.
did too. So, yeah.
We some
So,
big old punks, huh?
I felt like a
yeah.
big crybaby.
Yes, yes. So we've been talking about some heavy topics today, DV, as well as to anyone who has lost a parent completely. I hate I'm in the club of have lost both of mine,
Me
but
too.
mamas, the mamas, Thanksgiving. I know Prosperity and Ladon, your moms probably had the spread laid out. My mom did, and so it's a tough time, but we are going to be here for each other and prayers to anybody, anybody.
And we
Simply
laid my
beautiful. You
mom
said,
to rest the day after Thanksgiving, so I have not liked Thanksgiving in 5 years.
mm-hmm. And again, I hate to relate. My mom passed on.
Oh
Was it
Lord.
Thanksgiving Day? November 27th. So some years it actually falls on
Mm-hmm.
the day, but the
Yep.
year that she passed, I think it was the day after, a couple days before Thanksgiving. Let me put it like that. So I relate as well. I hate Thanksgiving now. I really
I
do.
hate
And
it.
it's been such a joyous occasion growing up in my household, everybody,
Mm-hmm.
because the spirit of Thanksgiving, and my mom made sure to go above and beyond. So,
Yes, God.
oh, so I'm here for you, Prosperity. Big, big hug. You as well, Adon. Simply beautiful in the chat. She said that her mom was on her mind. Anybody that can relate, let's be there as sisters to each other for those that unfortunately can relate to what we're talking about. But thank you, ladies, again for joining me. BLS, if you want to unmute, let me know if you have your, if you're still experiencing echoes, we'll go to LaDawn and come back to you. Um, Christina Louise, anybody that put the SEX in the chat, make sure just to spell it in a way where you're not spelling it out. But you think, I definitely do not think Jasmine had X with Marceau, but I do believe something inappropriate happened between them that night that they all went to the club. Well, and this is all alleged. Allegedly, there was some breast showing, and Marceau was in the room. So that's what I wanted to ask the panel, and we'll start with you, LaDawn, until BLS comes back. If allegedly Jasmine showed her breast in the room to another lady, but Marceau just so happened to be standing there, is that inappropriate,
Yes, it
LaDawn?
is.
Is that
It's
cheating?
it's inappropriate on both levels. For you,
Mm-hmm.
you work for me, and you're gonna act in that manner in front of my husband
Mm-hmm.
is totally disrespectful to Tisha. And
Mm-hmm.
then for my soul to stay and entertain it just to watch it, because we know there's voyagers that still get their rocks off by watching,
Mm-hmm.
is also inappropriate. So, and that they felt so comfortable enough to do it is how many times has this taken place? Because
Mm-hmm.
you just wouldn't be so comfortable with doing that with your employer's husband around him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there was some lines already being crossed to let it be known
Mm-hmm.
that it was okay. But I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have it. I don't tolerate that bull crap.
Girl, that. And why wasn't she fired for that?
Right. And that was fishy. And then another thing, why was Kimmy's fired by Own and she begged for, if Own felt like she was the culprit of starting the rumor and fired her for it, then why would um Maurice beg her and say, we'll pay you on our own. We want you to still do her makeup when
Mm-hmm.
she's the one that got fired
Yeah.
for the situation. But yet you
Mm-hmm.
mad at your cousin, but your in-laws and your husband's brother is willing to still work with the woman who got fired over it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's just it's hypocritical. It's like, it's like the if I get charged with a crime and I got found guilty, and then you're not mad at me as much, or the people that still deal with me, but you're mad at the person that tried to get the source for you. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
make sense.
Doesn't make sense at all. And excellent point, LaDon, when you said that something had to happen before for them to even get to that point of possibly
Hmm.
showing breasts or making out, two women making out in
Hmm.
front of him. Something
Yeah.
happened before. I'm not
Hmm.
trying to fish, but if it is known that I should never cross this line, guess what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to
Hmm.
cross that line. But if
Yeah.
there was, let's say, flirting going on, or
Hmm. And you
joking
was
talk,
welcoming with it.
yes, joking talks. Let's not forget
Hmm.
that Marcel got a text, and he
Hmm.
called it a midday surprise of a big booty. That
Hmm.
sets the stage for how people will continue on with you. He didn't shut
That's
that down,
mental cheating to me.
period.
Emotional
And
cheating,
he
mental
did,
cheating.
yeah, he didn't shut that down when he got the picture of the girl with the butt. What he did say was midday surprise. You know what I'm saying?
With a
But
smile.
with a smile, child, and hearted the picture. Hearted the
Hmm.
picture. And Tisha, swept that under the rug. So if anybody should have been fired, it definitely should have been Jasmine.
T-shirts. Yes.
Period.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And for,
And
it speaks volumes. It speaks
yes.
volumes that she is still in contact with the Scots. Go ahead,
Hmm.
Ladon.
Yeah, and I think that's because they don't want her to spill too much more. It's only a little out there, and it can be a what if, right? But
Mm-hmm.
if he let her go and make her any angrier, then
Mm-hmm.
it can be boom,
Period.
explosive. So
Period.
and right. So that's how I feel about that. Are you just asking each question and then going to each person, or just the whole situation?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So
We'll check back real quickly though.
mhm.
Speak on whatever you want to talk about. Hopefully, it's some of Kiki Palmer as well. Whatever the Bugs interview. After you, we will check with BLS, and then we'll go to Prosperity. But go ahead, Ladon.
Okay. Well, so the Bugs interview, I just don't even want to hear it because he's a liar. For him to have so much um venom towards Kiki is beyond me,
Yeah.
especially when he's the one that started the rumor. All
Mm-hmm.
she did was question him about it. Why are you
That's it.
mad at Kiki? So that's where the Scott snots come in, okay? Because I feel like Bugs was clout chasing. He did it first, he was angry and jealous, mixed with greed and trying to get some clout. Because remember, he said that Marceau said when they started the barbershop idea that he might could even get on the show with the barbershop, right? So he was like, I was cool with that. I wanted, I was, yeah, show my barbershop on and me on the show. Yeah, So I think he was trying to get some clout. But
Mm-hmm.
my thing with him, he needs to shut up too because you done lied so much. How we know? Oh, because you was talking with Christo X. Oh, that means that was the truth this time. But when you were sitting with Anthony or XYZ, you sought these people out with the information. You're the one that started this whole thing, not Kiki.
Yeah.
You did. So for him to now be trying to put everything on her because her name was dragged in it and whatever and how she was dragged in it. So now you want to dog her with the snots. And Kiki, all she's doing now, she's done it. She don't have to go any further. She has
Mm-hmm.
proven herself. She has debunked what they said, showed her proof. I believe her. Hers
Mm-hmm.
has been consistent from the gate. He has switched up. Even when we heard the things he was saying, he switched up. Him saying he don't want nothing out the deal, he didn't want all of this. You're lying because you asked, what can I get? What can I get out of this? So you did say you wanted something out the deal if it can
Yes, he
happen.
did. Sure did.
So you sat there and you're still lying.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think he tried to backtrack because he's trying to get the girl back. He liked that freaky deaky stuff. And if Kiki do got a tape, you gotta ask her why. And just like you in a possession of a tape with Marceau and her, why you got it? Why you want to say why Kiki got a tape of me? I don't know. Well, why you got a tape of Marceau and them girls? I don't know. What's
Mm-hmm.
good for the goose is good for the gander. Stop it. She's in the same game y'all playing. The only difference is she's more transparent and keeping it real. And her
That's
heart
right.
is in a good place. She ain't doing it for clout. She ain't doing it for this. She ain't out to prove this man is cheating. She was out to prove that he's not, and for people to stop it and where the source is coming from, spreading it.
Mm-hmm.
So Kiki can stop now. She's done enough. You did your just did these interviews, okay? The next thing should be about what you're doing with your
That's
life,
right.
and and,
That's
and
right.
that's it. So
Yeah.
I say that to say that about Kiki and Bugs. That's it. It's a wrap. Marceau knows what he's doing. He's strategic, and he got the time. He got the time. He's petty. He's petty. He got the time to be back and forth with her. He got the
Mm-hmm.
time. If the doctor took the drug test in front of him, he'll say it's a lie.
He'll question it. Is he really a doctor? Is that
Okay?
really a doctor's
So,
office? Don, hold on one second though. Hold on one second because I do need to acknowledge this. Val B, I am so very sorry. Val B is a Cutie Crew member. She did ask for prayers last week. And her brother did make his transition on November the 8th. So, Val, I am
So
still praying for
sorry.
you. May your
Mm.
brother rest in peace. Thank you for sharing that with us so we can give you a little love and support. And thank you, Val B, for the super chat. May he rest in peace. Real
Mm.
quickly, Ladon, I wanted to read what Relly, and I'm sorry, couple other things. Jackie Johnson, thank you so very much for joining the cutie crew. Thank you. I gotta read a comment for Relly and then go ahead and finish. Go ahead and continue, Ladon. Relly put exactly. How did she get it? His bulbos, is it bulbios? Bulbos head arse didn't think before throwing that out there. Relly, I just cackled when I read your comment on my phone. Bulbous, bulbos head. I first saw bulldozer child. It is kind of big, but I totally agree. I totally agree with you. Go ahead, Ladon.
Yeah, so Marcel's playing the game and he's petty and he got the time. He's one of those Mitches that do girl things. He got girl tendencies, and this is what women do, catty. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
Kiki, like they shut her down and not even address it, but talk about her stuff. She should shut them down. Don't even respond to him. Because you already know he's doing it to get a rise out of you because they know what bones to pick, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at this point, I am one of the ones that, until I see a different kind of behavior with Marceau, in my eyes, there ain't nothing he do right. I don't believe nothing that come out his mouth. Nothing is cute. Nothing's funny. It's not sarcastic and funny. It's not dry humor. I don't like nothing he say, how he move, how he talk. I don't like nothing about him. So I'm not amused when he makes his little rants. And when I be on some panels, they be like, "Yeah, but he won that one though because it still was shade." Nah, don't like it. I don't like it. So that's how I feel about him.
Yeah.
Um, Kiki Palmer. Kiki Palmer. Let me say this. There is nothing this girl, there's nothing this girl did to deserve this, no matter what. Her, her, um, her track record speaks for itself. She has never been
Mm-hmm.
problematic, very opinionated because she stands up for what she believes, and that's what we need in young women coming up these days. You know what I mean? But very
Mm-hmm.
respectable and all that, and been transparent. So my thing is, when people are saying she got a big mouth or she talked too much or she masculine, no, actually, she brought herself down to make him feel better. She knew he was jealous of her. She caught on to that quickly, you know, and in my opinion, and I hope I can see right through him. He's a young Martell, he's very conniving and like he's a charmer. He's tricky, like a vampire that walk behind you and prick you with a smile. You know what I mean? Like he's just
Mm-hmm.
treacherous. And I'm so glad that I think the time is when you make the move. And this was the time. And she made the move. And I'm so proud of her. And what I do know is she's a strong girl and she got a strong family. Her parents, they got her back. And
Yeah.
um she's gonna get through this. She's gonna incorporate this to help other people in the future. But he and his brother are
Mm-hmm.
stinking jerks.
Yeah. Yeah. Great points, LaDawn. And thank you for saying that about Kiki Palmer. This for me, with her speaking up and speaking out, not really speaking, but taking the steps that she did.
Mhm,
This is a message to a lot of younger women that look up to her. You know what I mean?
mhm,
She's huge. She's a big star. And
mhm,
this could be a message to them if you're going through this. Unfortunately, a lot of them are role models, even if they did not sign up to be one. And she is one. And her record and her history, like you said, it's been stellar, in my opinion. She's just one of them girls, you know what I'm saying, that don't get involved in too much foolishness. And that's why I believed her right off the top.
Me
When it
too.
comes to Marceau, I agree with you. I don't chuckle. Let me put it like this. There have been times where I've enjoyed Marceau on Love and Mary Huntsville, sometimes. And I feel like if he wasn't so hell bent on trying to have this clean image, oh no, I would never, or this or that, or just the back and forth that he has with women. I feel like if he didn't go that route, because we saw it with Mel, we saw it with Stormy, we saw it with Tiffany. We're watching it currently with Kiki. Had he not, and that just has to be in him. You know what I mean? That's just
Hmm.
him as a person. But had he not done any of this, I think that Marceau would be very well liked. But we
But then
cannot forget
that would mean he
thing.
would be a different person, Chit Chat.
He would be a
He
different
is who
person.
he
Exactly.
is. And I don't like that
Exactly.
type
So
of
what
person.
we see, right. So what we see is really what we get. Marceau gives Marceau. And then they look at us like people just looking for stuff to dislike and all of that. It's never cute. And this with Kiki, um, this has taken it for me because you are messing with somebody that has um had an issue that is currently in recovery, and who knows what could one day possibly push her over the edge to go back using.
It's
I'm
like
with
he
you, LaDon.
want her to, Chit Chat. It's like he
Exactly,
want her to so
exactly,
he can say, I told y'all so.
absolutely. Right. Yeah, for sure. And game peep game. But I'm with you when it comes to Kiki. Kiki, enough. For me, there should not have to be another interview concerning this. Enough. You may want to come out here and go give proof against bugs. I say enough. Obviously, everybody has come together to make her look like the bad guy. And I don't want, and I put this in my video earlier, and I just used it as a play on words, but I don't want Kiki to get addicted to trying to prove folks wrong, because that can happen as well.
Mm-hmm.
You said it,
Mm-hmm.
you've proven it. You didn't even have to prove it, but you did. And now it's time to use your platform in a way that I feel like God blessed you to use it. So thank you for that, LaDon. We definitely got to go on to BLS, but real quickly, Square Biz. Thank you so much, Square Biz, for the super chat. Square Biz, excuse me, put hit it, chit chat, I can look at me. I'm trying to sing it in my talking voice. Child, let me just play it. Thank you, Square
Plenty
Biz.
dollars. Plenty dollars. Can we get
I know I didn't try to sing it while talking. Thank you again, Square Biz. I got two comments that I want to read, and then we're going to go to BLS. BLS was here first, so Prosperity will go to you after. Simply
I understand,
Beautiful.
but
I
you almost
wanted
made
to,
me choke trying to sing that thing, girl.
girl, trying to sing and talk it. Child,
I
a
like your
mess.
voice though.
Girl,
Prosperity got a good old raspy Southern voice. I love it.
she does, doesn't she? She really does. But yeah, no, I ain't trying to do no singing. Simply Beautiful, I wanted to read your comment. You put Kenya mentioning that Revenge P on Bravo was embarrassing to the own network because they failed to say something. That Revenge P went from she said, they said to an admission. Excellent point. And had Carlos or OWN or anybody affiliated, had they done their due diligence and spoke on this before, then it wouldn't have looked like a certain way. that this information had to come out on a different network. Excellent point. And then Patricia, I totally agree with you. She said Bugs or whatever his name is, Chow, wants to be on the show. Facts. Straight up cloud chasing, in my opinion. Before I get to you, BLS, 623 people watching. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on this live. If you haven't already, please make sure to hit that like button. Also, make sure you are subscribed. And yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you. Sandra, where are you? Talking about good evening. Now it's only 12:37 my time. Sandra Johnson, good evening, afternoon, early afternoon.
Chit Chat ain't
And
you on the East Coast?
West,
Oh, okay.
Southwest, yeah. And Prosperity, Lil Paulette gave you a big tight hug earlier, as you can see from the comment when you mentioned about your mom. So you
Thank
women are
you.
just
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you.
Yes, so amazing. And yeah, we are here for each other. BLS in the back chat, you put let's buy up Kiki's merch so she knows she has support. Where is her merch? And
If
you
you
still
go
got a
to
slight
her,
echo, but I'm gonna stop talking when you talk. So you'll let me know in 1 second. Real quickly, Edith B, thank you so very much for joining the Cutie Crew. Can't wait to chat with you, Cutie Crew, in a couple hours. Welcome, welcome, guys. Prosperity, you as well. You joined the Cutie Crew the other day, so thank you for
Yeah.
that. Now, look, I'm gonna say real quick, I be feeling some type of way joining, and I appreciate any content creator that joins. Mine's is my membership is really just a sisterhood. We talk about all this stuff, but it's really like a support system for each other. But I don't know what content creators share with their members only. It could be their exclusive content, and I don't want to feel like I be peeping on. So any content creators, you all let me know because I want to support you all in that way as well. But I don't want to intrude. You know what I mean? So, but thank you, Prosperity. Okay, BLS. I'm gonna shut up because you all know I can run my mouth. I'm gonna shut up so you can talk because you do still have an echo. But if you can let me know as soon as you start talking about Kiki's merch, because this is the first that I'm hearing of it. So go ahead. We gonna mute for you, BLS.
okay, is there an echo?
Let me see. Let me see. Slight. I could hear myself back, but I'm gonna mute. So you go ahead and talk.
Oh, okay. Well, as it relates to Kiki Palmer's merch, when he publicly humiliated her the
Oh,
way that,
Kiki Palmer. I'm sorry, I
yeah,
had to interrupt you. You're talking about Kiki Palmer. I thought you were talking about Kiki from Love and Mary Tunstall. Okay, go ahead.
okay, yeah, Kiki Palmer, she made had some sweatshirts and different things like that made, and I'll start here. I am a survivor of domestic abuse. I was in it for a long time. I got married very young. I haven't been married again. But when he publicly humiliated her, I thought that then. It's like, who does that? And to me, him doing that was violent. That was a violent act and uncalled for. Relationships are intimate. That was her intimate partner. And if he had issue because he honors her, then they would have done that privately. And so I'm glad that she's out. But if I can be honest, I stayed in it longer. I think than a lot of people, unless there's some, I'm sure there are others who, maybe they're longer than I was. But it takes you um getting the courage, because I think at the very moment that you're assaulted, whether it's verbally or physically, you already know this is crazy. And so there are a lot of conversations you're having with yourself. if you're escaping from something else when you get into this relationship, then it's like, okay, wait, well, if I go there, then there's, and at the time that I agreed to marry my ex-husband, my parents were in the throes of separating and divorcing. And I'm like, ah. And so I felt like, okay, I didn't know what was going to happen there, but I knew it hurt to watch my parents, marriage dissolve. When to me, everything was wonderful. And so there are a lot of conversations that we have individually, and I know that our lives are different. Everybody experienced their home of origin differently, or whatever they're coming from into um, a abusive relationship. And so the reason why I think it varies among all of us, but I think the one reason why we stay, because do I have the support? Will I have the support that I need in making this decision for me and this baby? If I
Hmm.
stay here and be good, then he gonna be good. That only lasts for a little bit, because crazy shows right back up. And so the reason why I was saying let's buy up her merchandise, so she knows that she has support all around this country, even though she may not be able to see who we are. She may not ever know my name, but if we could put ourselves in a position for her to let her know, hey, been there, done that. You are supported. And because the shroud of secrecy, I think, keeps us there longer, than we ever intended to. And the idea of who we are and who we were before we encountered this abusive relationship, it's like you have to work all of that out within yourself. I mean, I think I've always been highly respected. And when I finally told my family what was happening when I decided to divorce, um, they some of them said, well, I knew something was going on because you changed. And when the divorce happened, it was like, that's the Bobby I know. And I was thinking, wow.
Hmm.
So all of my acting fell to the ground.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because I thought I acted the part. I thought I acted like a happy wife. I thought I acted like a happy mom. And so, because I'm always pleasant, always outgoing, always the life of the party, even in that. And he needed me to be the life of the party because he was he could fade into oblivion and nobody would ever miss him. Do you get what I'm saying? And so
Hmm.
I help maintain his relevance with my personality. And so it's like making deals with ourselves. Um, and just the self-talk that we have. I'm glad that she's public. This is still very dangerous. When I got ready to leave, I was in the store, still scared to leave because I didn't know what I was going to face.
Hmm.
I've been, married since I graduated high school, and now, oh my God, what am I going to do now? And so I finally got to the point where I decided, oh no, I'm out. And because I wanted validation from somebody else, I'm on the phone in the store telling a girlfriend, well, yeah, girl, this is how I'm gonna do it. I said, I'm not gonna mention that I'm leaving. I said, because I'm not gonna have a conversation. We ain't about to fight about this. I said, I'm just gonna be
Right.
out.
Hmm.
Um, I go back out to the car because my kids were like 11, 12. They were old enough to stay in the car by themselves while I was in the store. So I get back out to the car, and my son was like, Mom, did you see Brother Tony in the store? And I was like, no, I see he in the store. And they said, yeah. I go in the store, and it was a Walgreens. So you can see from front to back. And so he heard me talking to my girlfriend on the phone, telling her what I was going to do. But by the time I got home, my ex-husband was down in his office, and so his phone was on the kitchen table. I looked at his phone. He had 7 missed calls from his friend.
Mm-hmm.
His friend never found me in the store, and we used to be close. He never came to find me in the store, and he know that I was in the store because he talked to my kids.
Yeah.
And so I said, that's why I wanted to look at his phone when I got home. And so what ended up happening, he told on me, but his wife at the time, he must have told her too, because she did it and he was caught so off guard. She bounced on him. I don't know what was going on in their situation. I didn't ask, but I was like, that's what you get for putting your mouth on me. And
Right.
excuse me, sorry about that. But yeah, and so we go through, and so we come out better on the other side of what
Mm-hmm.
we went through. But I think our transparency and just speaking about what it is and how it is, and that I get it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, my prayer is that um, she, because you're going to continue to attract, because I ended up, when I left him, got a restraining order. But the very, well, no, it was a second relationship after my divorce, I had to get a restraining order on this guy.
Mm.
And he said, if you get a restraining order on me, I'm gonna kill you. And I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna take my chances. But what I did
Unalive,
was,
unalive. Say unalive, unalive.
okay, excuse me, I'm sorry, unalive.
That's okay.
What I ended up doing was I had to make up my mind that, my 4 bedroom home, in-ground pool, all of that didn't mean more than my life. And I'm ready to walk. And so
Mm-hmm.
we have to get to a place where starting over is not the end of the world. And it's
Yeah.
like going into witness protection program, especially when, you know, there is no off switch with that clown. She had her baby in her arms.
Yeah.
What would
Mm.
make him stop? You know, you know, in the next situation. And so maintaining security, making sure that she has more than just the cameras, because when get they black out and they go after you,
Right.
it may be on the camera, and he can't erase the memory, he can't get rid of any of that, but the deed is done.
Mm-hmm.
And so while the
You know,
camera is
she's
good for
she,
evidence.
yeah, and
Hmm?
she's a big time Hollywood star, so I'm sure she moves with security already. But when it comes to personally, I know that they're gonna amp that up as well. And thank
Mhm.
goodness that she did speak out, because now this is national news. So he knows
Yeah.
not to even go her way. But go
Yeah.
ahead, and then we definitely got to get to prosperity because we got to get out of here, BLS. Go ahead.
Okay,
And
well, I'm gonna
thank
move
you.
on from
Thank
that.
you.
I'm gonna,
Thank you for sharing your story.
oh, absolutely. I'm gonna go ahead and move on from that. I want to speak on Marceau. I do think that he
In five
is
minutes. Five
psychological.
minutes. 5 minutes.
Okay,
Go
sure.
ahead.
He's psychologically abusing Tisha, and you can see it in how he behaves. But I think it's rooted in something else. I think Tisha wants the clout just as much as he does, so she submits to it. I think he's trying to become Mars Hotel, and how Hotel was pulling the strings and pulling all of these actors in to act against Melody. So now we got Kiki in now on the show. We don't really want her, so let's just do to Kiki what Hotel did to Mel. And so
Hmm.
this is what I see, and just how Marceau carries himself. It's almost like I am the new Hotel. and like he walk around like he the man and he calling the shots. And so all of that nonsense that's happening with this guy and the threesome and all of that, it has now come out in the wash that, it's all a lie. And so, yeah, I don't give it, you know, I don't give it much. And I do think that you put some other things on there. I thought you were going to bring it up. Since you didn't, I won't. But yeah,
On
so
what?
abuse. I think the way that people talk to you is indicative of how people talk to you publicly, is indicative of violence, because there are just certain things that, people that you love, that you're not going to talk to them harshly publicly. You're not going to, do your darndest to humiliate them. And from the very time I've been looking at our girl, and how she's filled out now, and just how prim and proper all of her attire was until she made her break, right?
You
Like,
speaking of who?
um
Tisha?
no, Miss Melody Cherie.
Oh, okay.
Like, remember,
You, I
she
didn't know.
wore, high collar stuff, just, it was just prim, school teacher proper, right? And now that she is free to be, if she want to be prim and proper on one day, that's what she gonna do. If she want to be
Hmm.
sexy on another day, that's what she's going to do. Until she made her break, her sexy to me was at bay. But the way that he talked to her, he tried shaming her, and he
Okay.
continues to try and shame her, just like we
Yeah.
see happening with Kiki Palmer. To me, that's what
Hmm.
Martell do, lying about this revenge P. How many men, all the stuff he was doing
Right.
in court, allegedly, and in my opinion, you know, his list of things. Do you get what I'm saying?
I
And
do.
so even when he
I do.
was caught, no, you keep our business in
60
the house.
seconds,
Okay, I'm at
BLS.
5 minutes. I gotta go. Sorry about that. Thank you, Pacino
No, no,
rules.
no. But I got some things that I want to say in response to you. First of all, thank you. We can go on and on and on, and we will in another live when it comes to the correlation, because I agree when it comes to Martell and Darius. What? So yeah, we'll discuss that. When it comes to you saying that Marceau feels like the new Martell, I totally agree. And this is where Martell was dumb to me. Martell just dumb, period. That's just my opinion. Because he had an opportunity when you have a wife that was willing to forgive you, and you thought you was too much of the shit, and didn't have to. This is why he is where he is today. But he was dumb in that part, in that sense, because Marceau seized the opportunity when it comes to Martell. He played off of Martell's dumbness. Even Mel told him, they think you dumb. They think you this. They want to overtalk you, this or that. And yeah, Marceau sees the opportunity. But for people that got a little sense, we see what Marceau is doing. We've seen it for years, and that's why they've been the topic of discussion for quite some time. But you made some excellent points, BLS. Again, thank you for sharing your story. A lot of women, even if they are financially able to take care of themselves, a lot of women stay because they love them. I love him. Well, he gonna change. And that's with any form of abuse. That could be financial abuse. If he's not doing what he's supposed to do, that's abuse. Mental abuse. A lot of women, and definitely physical, want to give men or their spouses or whatever the case may be the benefit of the doubt and believe in him. We saw that with Mel as well. As far as even when it comes to Martell, trying to believe that he was going to stop cheating. Mental abuse. That's what that was as well. So a lot of us stay because we love them and we want to believe them and we try to forgive them. And most times it's a disappointment. Tisha is probably one of the only women that just can be out here and just in a sense have this perfect marriage. And everybody else trying to break up a marriage. So I think that for me, Tisha is just, she just one of those type of women. If it's not on my doorstep, or even if it is, if it can't be proven, I'm standing beside him, and she got every right. But thank you, BLS, for that awesome commentary that you just gave. Let me read a couple of comments, and then we're gonna end this off with prosperity. Let me unpin this link. Phyllis Sanderson. How does Kimmy feel now since she insinuated the trembling and sweating? And I don't know what that is, but you're talking about Kiki. Tisha and Marcel confirming she's still using. Yeah, the Kimmy was wrong, especially with her being a nurse. That was irresponsible for her to say, and she had the chance in that moment to educate them. And instead of her educating everybody that was at that barbecue, she just jumped on the bandwagon with everybody else. I was wondering why she was trembling or tremors or whatever she said. Missed opportunity, and I was very disappointed. Things you put, reality thrives on hint, speculation, and innuendo. Totally agree. Kendra Curry, you put, in my opinion, Tisha expects everyone to have blind loyalty when it comes to her and titties nonsense. She has an objective she's trying to achieve, and she's mad Kiki is going against it with the truth. Excellent point. Yes, ma'am. People just want to break up her marriage. Ciao. Relly, I highlighted about two, three of your comments. You put, in my opinion, oh, I'm sorry. Where's Relly's comment? Oh no, I think I just unstarred one of them. I did. Dog it. And I would have to scroll up to find it. But you put, yeah, people who love you know, because they've likely been around longer than that partner. So that's in response to BLS. I totally agree. Anybody that's real close to you, they know something is going on. Most times they're waiting for you to say something to them. But yeah, they know. Great point. Melanated energy, you put, I believe that 55,000 that Bugs paid Marceau was payment for Bugs to be on the show. How did it jump to 55? Can somebody let me know in the comments? Because it was 25. I'm confused. Everything is just different. But thank you for that. Phyllis, you put, I believe Mel's public divorce has given young women around the world the courage to walk away from toxic relationships. Hooray to all that get the opportunity to walk away. I agree, and I'm not just going to say young, mid, old. I think Mel's message, thank God that she was transparent and lived in her truth, even though Martell didn't want her to. I plan to go back and see if I missed anything, and I may take you guys on a journey. But I saw a video today that, man, really made me want to go back to season 1, episode 1 and up. But yeah, I remember Mel's manager, Don Michelle, saying that Mel's supporters range from late teens to probably 80. And that's what I mean when I say I think she's given more than just young women around the world courage. I think it's a range. So excellent comment though. Thank you for that. Really, you put last comment, and we going to you prosperity. Yes, too controlling, but people said, oh, he just wants her to present a certain way because she's a mother. I think she's aware that she's a mother. She pushed him out. Facts. That is in regards to Darius, Kiki Palmer's ex, coming out and making that big spectacle of himself when Kiki went to see Usher. So excellent comments, guys. Thank you guys again for joining me. And if you have not hit the like button, please go ahead and do so. We're going to go ahead and let prosperity take us on up out of here. Prosperity. Your thoughts on the Kikis? Kiki Palmer, Kiki Jabbar from Love and Marriage Huntsville, and your thoughts on this bug situation. I'm gonna give you about 10 minutes. Prosperity. We'll see how it go. Go ahead. You are up. Prosperity. Where are you?
Oh, I thought I was unmuted. My bad. I was saying thank everybody for their well wishes and their love. I appreciate it. I don't wish
Hmm,
this club on nobody, not even my
hmm.
worst enemy. Nobody deserves to live life without their mama.
Yes.
Kiki Palmer. I wasn't in an abusive situation, but I was in a mentally abusive situation for 12 years. And then
Hmm,
I had me believing that having my kid's father in their life was better than my happiness. And I couldn't have
hmm.
been more wrong. Please don't do that because your kids feel every bit of it. Your kid, I'm sorry, y'all.
You
Your
okay? Take your
kids
time.
feel every bit of it and they don't
Take your
deserve it.
time, sis.
So if you're doing it for your kids, if a man is gonna be a man, he will be there regardless, whether you're with him or not, he will
Yes.
be there. So don't do it for the kids because your kids' well being is tied through you. And they feel every emotion that you feel. And
Hmm, hmm.
especially when they're at a young age, like Kiki baby is, because all of her emotions go into that baby, especially when you breastfeeding and things like that. The baby feels it. So I'm happy that she's getting out. And like I told my kid's father, the dumbest thing he did was allow me to know my self worth again.
Mm, 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 mm.
Wow,
Yes.
powerful.
And the day that I
Very.
realized my worth again was the day that I was from under his thumb. And I promised myself I would never go back again. And I never did. And I have not. A couple, what,
Mm.
2 years ago, he asked me, "Can I cook you dinner?" I told him I don't eat anymore.
She said, I don't
Woo,
eat.
He
child.
said,
I
"What
don't
did
even
you
eat
say?"
no more. I know that's right.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
He said, "What did you
Prosperity.
say?" I said, "I don't eat anymore. If you got to cook me food, I no longer
Period.
eat. I
Period.
will not. I love myself too much. I love my kids too much. Nobody else may not think I'm worth it, but as long as I do, that is all that matters. And as long as I know my kids need me and would depend on me,
Mm.
I will never. So if you are in an abusive situation, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, please get out.
Yes.
Nobody deserves that. I'm so sorry, y'all.
You're fine. Take your time,
Mhm,
sis.
mhm.
So please, please, the number is in the chat. Like Cutie said, I mean, like Chit Chat said, if you need somebody to talk to, I'm also in the DMs. I don't sleep. So if you just need somebody to laugh, cry, hold the phone, make you laugh, people know they go in my DMs. I will go live if I have to. I will do anything because I promised myself I would be my sister's keeper. And I do something
Mhm.
every day to try to dispel the myth that we black women can't get along because it's a lie. If we can get along with other people, we have to get along with each other because we are the ones who go through the same struggles. We understand each other more than anybody in this world,
That's
That's
right.
right.
more than the kings, more than the court jesters. We understand each other and we have to be there for one another because this world can be a lonely place at times.
That's right.
Yes.
And when you feel that you're not worth it because somebody's telling you that, it gets lonelier.
Mm,
And I don't wish that place on nobody. Sometimes you wish they would literally hit you just to keep mentally abusing you
Mm.
because you know that pain of
Mm.
the hitting will subside. But that mental abuse, it plays over and over and
mm.
over in your head. And it will take you to places that you may not be able to come back from sometimes. So I'm sorry, y'all, but if you are
Mm-mm.
going through any type of abuse, please get help. Please reach out. It's not your fault. Nothing you do or say to anyone, no matter what you put on, how you look, none of that. gives anybody the right to chastise you, to abuse
Right.
you. And us as parents, if you got kids, don't tell your kids you are beating them because you love them. Because when that man tells them that,
Mm,
just might believe it.
That's
mm,
deep.
mm.
So as parents, it's us. We are their first line of defense. If they don't feel safe with us, they're not gonna feel safe with nobody. And if they have learned all these years that I hit you because I love you, when that man tells them that, they believe it. I've known friends who believed it.
Yeah.
That's not my
Mm,
story, but I know people whose story that is. So
mhm.
please, we got to do better with our kids because we want them to do better.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, I'm sorry. Now that part is
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Before you even move to the next topic that you want to discuss, let me say this to you real quick. We are our sister's keeper, and thank you so much for saying that. You'll see, you just joined the cutie crew, but this is what we focus and speak about on a weekly basis. We can get out
Hmm.
here and talk about all this stuff on this show and all of that. Hey, T Talk. But we have to be here for each other. And I appreciate you saying that, Prosperity, because it can get messy even out on these YouTube streets. But that's why I've tried to operate in a way that, even if I ain't dropping down in other folks' channel, or I don't like their content or whatever, I'm not gonna get out here and talk about anybody. Unwarranted. Let me just say that. But I want to say that I'm praying for you. Prosperity's message before she get on to the nonsense of Love and Marriage Huntsville is know your worth.
and act
Know
accordingly.
your worth. Her tears right now are from abuse mental abuse. That's very deep, but it is to let us know that, yes, physical abuse hurts. You may get a scar, you may get a black eye, you may get this, but the other forms of abuse affects you just as much, just as much. Mental abuse, prosperity, there is no need for you to ever apologize. You're not, again, thank you for sharing your story. Thank you all for sharing your story. I'm going to share mine because I'm going to let you take us out of here real quickly. My situation that I'm in the process of ending was financial abuse mixed in with
Mm.
mentally. And it wasn't because he didn't have it, it was because he just wanted to make bad financial decisions because he knew I had it. So he made a choice to continue to F up when it comes to finances. That's enough to leave, ladies, because that's mental mixed with financial. When it comes
Hmm.
to physical abuse, I mentioned that I went through that before, and I saw an episode of A Different World. And what was the older guy that was the cook in the lunchroom?
Mr. Haynes,
Bald.
Mr.
Hmm?
Haynes, Mr.
Mr. Haynes.
Haynes.
Mr. Haynes, this is what made me leave my situation when it was physical. Mr. Haynes in that episode was talking about his aunt who had went through physical abuse. And her reason for staying is because I love him. I love him. And he said in that scene, one day he loved her to death. So you guys know what that means. He loved her
Mm.
to He unalived her.
Whew.
So, ladies, get out. Again, here is the DV hotline. Don't stay because you love him, because one day he can love you to death. Okay. Powerful, powerful life so far. Go ahead and take us home. Prosperity. Shout out to everybody else that has joined the chat. I love each and every one of you. And again, if anybody is going through anything, please make sure to reach out. Prosperity has opened up her DMs on Instagram. I have as well the DV hotline. Don't stay in anything. And shout out for Kiki Palmer being a younger lady. And because of this, have given us the courage to speak up and speak out today. Big, big hug to you, Prosperity. And go ahead. I'm going to shut up, child. Promise.
Thank you, y'all. That was I don't even know that was coming. I swear I didn't. I didn't even know it was coming. But also, please let's stand with our sister, our young sister, a young
Mm-hmm.
sister, a new mother, because if we don't stand with her, who will? And I don't, the black king, the black, no, ain't no black king. If he's beating on her, he's not a black king. He's a court jester. And she deserves more than that. And she deserves our support just as well as we would want somebody to support if it was our kids. If it wasn't for the people, the strong women who came before us, where would we be? And what makes us better than them not to reach our hand back? Because guess what? We're going to have to live in this effed up world we helped create because we didn't care enough. It's not going to change. It's not going nowhere. We just going to have to live here in the effed up world we helped create because we didn't care enough. We have daughters, we have nieces, we are women. So please, like all of that, I don't believe her or she needed pictures. No, if she says she's been abused, she's been abused. It's better to believe than not believe because not believing can lead somebody down to not being here anymore. And I know don't nobody want that. That and she had strived through all of that. We would have never known that she was going through this. Every time we see her, she's smiling, she's laughing, she's joking, she's jovial. So for her to
Mm-hmm.
be able to put that mask on every single day is enough of a reason for us to believe in her, to be there for her and to stand with her. She
Yeah.
deserves it. We all deserve it. Nobody deserves to be called a liar if we don't have the proof to say that they lying. It's better to believe than not.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's
Now with
right.
this other court, two court jesters, Marceau and Bugs Bunny.
Oh, child, not Bugs Bunny. Child.
The truth never changes. It always remains the same. And this man's story has changed.
Mm.
I don't even know how many times. He doesn't even know the first story he told, nor the second, nor the third, because it's been that many. And he's talking about this sex tape. I heard he should keep his mouth quiet about it because it's nothing big to talk about.
Oh, child.
They say the girl Jasmine is doing a line of the bad stuff, and they say it was a short,
Allegedly.
allegedly, and in my opinion, it is a. They say it's a short line that she did, so she probably wasn't that affected. How about that? Stop
Ew.
playing
Wait
with the
a
system.
minute. Ew. Wait a minute. Ew. Off of him?
Off of his little man.
Ew.
Yep.
Oh, child.
Yep.
Oh, child.
Hmm.
Lord have mercy. Okay, go ahead. Mm-mm-mm. Ew.
I wouldn't. I just really would love to understand the psyche of Wanda and Tisha and their family. Because how do you allow any man to come into your family
Yeah.
and cause so much havoc? Y'all
Yes,
can
ma'am.
do it amongst yourselves. That ain't right. But when it's family, that's something different. I don't give a damn how much I don't like my cousin, how much my auntie gets on my nerve. But what you cannot do inside or outside is come for my
Period.
family. Never. There are lines that you don't cross when it comes to family. And Tisha has crossed every last one of them. Well, she has allowed Marceau to cross every last one of them and her mom. It's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Kiki's story has not changed at all. We all have seen Kiki, and every time she tells the same story, it could be a different question, but the story is the story. And I got love for my sister. Y'all know I don't play about Kiki. That's my girl. And it's wrong. Whether she wasn't my girl, whether she was Tisha, if this was a mean doing this to Tisha, it would be wrong. So it is
Correct.
wrong no matter who is doing it. Your family is your family. You ain't got to talk to that person no more, but to literally see somebody attempting to take her back down the road where she has come from.
Yeah.
And I know this road. I've been down this road. I've said it in the interview with Kiki. I've been down this road. And just imagine that she's not on anything that she voluntarily did. Nobody told her, I'm going to make you feel good, but I got to give you a needle. None of that. Because that's where that's going to stop. What? No, no, God. But she has a prescription drug addiction. Do you
Mm-hmm.
know how bad that is? Now, when she is in pain, she has to deal with pain. because she cannot take the medicines that will take the pain away. That's hard within itself. I get migraines. I can't go to my doctor and he gonna give me something. No, I gotta hope that these migraine, what you call them? Can't think of the daggone name. But I gotta take those and hope that it works because I can no longer take pain subscription meds from my doctor. Because guess what? I love me and I know how hard it was to get to that sobriety, to get those withdrawals. Withdrawals can take you out of here. Withdrawals can have you not wanting to be a mom. Withdrawals can have you not wanting to be here because the pain is so bad. So once you have overcame that, you don't want to go back. But the emotional abuse that is being put on her, this is emotional abuse. It doesn't have to be a partner. Your partner aren't the only people who can mentally abuse you. And to see them pushing and pushing until they can say for sure, oh, see, I told you she had relapsed. That's what it looks like. It's like it's not going to stop until they actually make her relapse. And it's ridiculous. And to be on a national television show and the person that is running this show doesn't even put a stop to it. This ain't just on social media. It used to be a social media. It's on the show. So you have a duty and an obligation to people who are going through this to give them some kind of belief or a way. They don't even like chit-chat. They don't even put the opiate number on the daggone screen at the end of the daggone episode. Kiki is giving people hope who didn't even think they could have hope. You got to watch who people you put your words on. The same way y'all did with Mel. And every time they put their mouth on Mel, she got something else coming out the pipeline. I would stop talking about her because I was tired of her being blessed as much as she is from my words being put on her. But they don't see that. That's how ignorant they are. And what they doing to Kiki is only blessing her even more. Just because you don't see it, just because you don't feel like she's blessed, just because you don't feel like she's in this high place, doesn't mean she isn't. Because favor with God don't got no respect to person. Baby, you would never know. And you don't want to fall out in favor with God. I don't play with karma or God. Them are two people I do not want to be coming to my house at all.
Right.
So that's what I feel about that. And like somebody said, what Kiki mom said in the chat, Kiki went to get her test today, somebody called the thing and told them that Kiki was in there filming illegally.
That's what somebody put in the chat. I think I highlighted.
That was her mother, Miss Connie.
Who mother did that?
That was Kiki mother that put it in the chat.
Oh, Kiki mother. Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
Hi, it's Kiki's mom.
Okay. So somebody called the treatment center and said that she was recording
illegally, but they knew she was recording, but because they evil people, they're gonna try to take you down any way they can, because that's way if you wouldn't, because they're not supposed, you can't videotape in those places, and it has a sign on the wall, so that would be another way to get her pushed out the program. And hope, and then what comes next? I can't get my meds the right way, so what I do now?
Go to the street.
Evil. You have to be an evil person to want to see somebody down on their luck like that. Like this is beyond a TV show at this point, and I don't see how a producer of a TV show or the owner of a production company would think that this is good for business.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see nobody hurting. Nobody wants to see nobody stronger. If you got a heart, you don't.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you a long time ago, allegedly, and in my opinion, not chit chats, Carlos don't like black women, because it's no way on every show that this man has. What do we have? Men down talking black women. He gets on his interviews and he helps them down talk black women. Call Kimmy Molly the maid. Me and the dude from DC got into a tug of war on Twitter because he's a Mitch. Like, Carlos King
One,
is not
Jamie.
doing right by. Yes, yeah, you know who I'm
I
talking about.
know it's Jamie.
And then when I start telling his business, because you know I'm from DC as well, he's like, okay, you won. Yeah, I bet I did, because you want me to shut up now, don't
I
you?
know you think. Mm-mm. Real
But
quick,
it's Harlow stuff.
Is Constance Lewis Kiki's mom?
Yes, yes.
Hi, Constance. Thanks for joining me. Hold on, Prosperity. I want to read Constance's comment. She said that she didn't get any trouble. They were giving her a heads up. The treatment center loves Kiki. Thank God. Thank God. How low can you go to call,
Hmm.
people crazy. People
But
crazy. But
that's
hey,
how petty they are, and they don't know what's
I
going on
know.
in her
Hold on.
life. I'm glad she handled her business.
Me too. Me too. And that speaks volumes as well. You know what I mean? If she was
Mhm.
a shady character
Hmm.
that's been clean and not clean, not clean, they would not most likely feel the way they feel
Mhm.
about Kiki. So that's just
Mhm.
cruel. Before you finish Prosperity, and we got about less than 10 minutes, honestly, because I got to come back for members only. Let me go ahead and acknowledge baby girl, thank you so very much. And I want to read T Talk's comment, and then I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish. Baby girl, thank you so much for the super chat. You put thank you, chit chat and cutie family. I suffered from DV in my first marriage, and I got one thankfully. I believe you wanted to say I got out, thankfully. Love you all and stay safe. Thank you so much. I feel odd playing my little for the love of money, but I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank goodness that you got out. Thank goodness you're still here to share your story. And this has been such an amazing live that I didn't even think would turn out like this. But I do want you guys, anybody in the comment section, I will put it up before we leave, the opioid hotline as well as the DV hotline. Please utilize that if needed. And as mentioned, reach out to me, reach out to Prosperity, reach out to each other. BLS, Prosperity, all of us have shared our stories. This has been amazing. So thank you for that. Let me go ahead and play this real
Plenty
quickly.
dollars. Plenty dollars. Can we get?
All right. And before I get back to you, Prosperity, thank you all again that was joining me. If you have not hit the like button, please hit the like button. Shout out to Kiki's mom for joining us in the chat today. And let me read, I wanted to read something from T Talk and a couple more. Lil Paulette, you said that you were going through something similar. Prayers going out to you. I believe you may have been talking about what I shared. And like Prosperity said, we have to know our worth. Our worth is better than holding on and tacking on years and years and years of some shit that we know we should have let go a long time ago. So, if you are currently going through that, little Paulette, get out, get out. And I'm not trying to break up folks' marriages, but if you're married or not, it's not worth it. Real quickly, Prosperity. I'm sorry, I'm talking quickly. Raymel, yes, we are our sister's keeper. Kendra said you're beautiful and you're worth it. Par said God says you're worth it. Constance, Kiki's mom said you are worth it. Thanks. I wanted to read this. The dumbest thing my ex did was let me find my self esteem again. The wisdom
Tell
of
you.
a newly found woman. Facts. Facts.
It ain't nothing like it.
Okay. Facts. It ain't. But let me read this from Tea Talk with your girl, and we're gonna go back to prosperity. Tea Talk, first of all, prayers to you and thank you for sharing your story. Tea Talk says she survived, I've survived them both, but I can tell you for me that verbal abuse was worse for her. Like Prosperity stated, the scars heal, but them words, they stay in your head. Get out if you can. Absolutely, tea talk with your girl. Absolutely. And yes, please, and thank you again for sharing your story. Get out, ladies and gentlemen, anybody that's experiencing any of this, any form of abuse, get out. It's not worth it. One more comment. OMG, I did not highlight it, or yes, I did. Thank you. Thank you for saying these things, and I promise prosperity. This is it. Things said, and many of us allow domestic stress to inspire illnesses, and that's real. That's real. Stress kills. So any form of abuse is going to have you stressed out. And if you stay, most likely you're going to suffer some type of illness. So it's not worth it. As Prosperity mentioned, your children can feel it if you're staying for the kids. Or if it's money, get out here and get a second job. Do whatever you need to do. Lean on somebody. You may need a loan or whatever the case may be. If that's going to save your life, get out. That is the message for today. Thank you guys again, Prosperity. Go ahead and take us home. We got 5 minutes. That's it. That's all. Go ahead, Prosperity.
Well, I give you a verse of His Eyes on the Sparrow and take it out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Why should I feel
Mhm.
discouraged? And why should the shadows come?
Thank
And why should my heart feel lonely and long for my heavenly home?
Yes.
When Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is He. His eyes are on the sparrow, and I know he watches me, for I sing
Yes.
because I'm happy, and I sing because I'm free. Oh, his eyes are on the sparrow, and I know he watches all of us.
Yes, ma'am.
Girl, you got me
Woo.
over here crying.
Girl, look. Mm-mm-mm. Y'all know I don't get lost for words often, okay? And I'm holding back tears over here. I promise you I am. Prosperity, I love you. I thank you for all of this, okay? All of this. As I mentioned, this live has turned out to be absolutely amazing. And we always, not just on my channel, but throughout YouTube, we sometimes get back to the real and we come together and we are a support system for each other. And yeah, you got me over here choked up. Thank you for blessing us with his
Thank you for
eye.
allowing me to. Thank
Oh,
you.
absolutely. His eye is on the sparrow, okay? And like Prosperity said, I typed in a comment and I know he watches over me, but as you said, he's watching over all of us. Shout out to the chat, shout out to the cuties, shout out to the cutie crew. Yes, yes, thank you, Jesus. Yes, Constance, thank you. And a lot of this stemmed from the Kikis, okay? Kiki Jabbar and Kiki Palmer. And this is what it created. Let's be a support for those sisters. As Prosperity said, I believe that this is done on purpose to try to get her to fall, to try to get her to relapse. It's cruel as hell. And I'm glad that you
Mm.
mentioned about the family because I mentioned that the other day. I don't understand Wanda because that's your brother's child. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And if you feel that way behind the scenes, so be it. But when it comes to letting Marceau run amok and play with Kiki in this manner, it's cruel for OWN to even allow and not put up these numbers after the episodes. It's cruel for OWN to continue to show that video of Home Depot and then put a message up, but she hasn't been charged with anything till this day. Okay, why you keep playing it? Why do you keep showing it? That's cruel. So for Kiki, be strong. We love you. The title of my live, not my live, my video earlier today was Shocking News. That was a play on words because the only folks that's shocked are most likely Marceau and Tisha. We not shocked. We believe you, Kiki, and you don't have to prove anything else, sis. We believe you. I thank each and every one of you. Tawana, thank you so very much, sis. Thank you for this super sticker. Thank you to each and every one of you. It was males in this chat today as well as females. This goes up into my top lives, okay? And I got a couple of them that I've downloaded, and this will be one. Prosperity words can't even explain how I'm feeling right now. Thank you, sis. Thank you. We
Chit
are
Chat, I just want to tell you thank you for allowing us and giving us a safe space today to feel all the emotions that we are feeling and saying and getting out things that we probably didn't even know we had because I didn't know that was going to come out. But thank
mm-hmm.
you for being a sister who loves your sisters and who is truly about women empowerment. We all
You're
thank you because you don't have to, you didn't have to. And like you said, this turned into something that we didn't even know, but I think it
mm-hmm.
was needed for a lot of us. And
Yeah.
so
Well,
thank
thank
you,
you.
thank you, thank you.
Thank you. No thanks needed to me. We're going to thank God today. We're going to
Yes,
thank
God.
God today. That's who I'm thanking. And as I mentioned, I thank him for each and every one of you. Shout out to every content creator that dropped down in the chat. My apologies. I did not write your names down. Excuse me. But I know I saw Aunt Debbie, Pink Table Topics. We have Pinky the Housewife. We got Prosperity. If I miss, we got Tea Talk with your girl. Who else? I'm scrolling while I'm looking. If I miss anybody, I am so sorry. I'm over here choked up. Child, Prosperity, you gonna have me go in there and pour me a glass of wine before members only tonight, child. Okay, but prayers prayers going up again to the Kikis, Kiki Palmer and Kiki Jabbar. Let me play this for Tawana. Thank you, sis, for the super sticker. I appreciate you.
Plenty dollars. Plenty dollars. Can we get
And I have to do the same thing for Ray Mel. Ray Mel, thank you so very much for the super sticker as
plenty
well.
dollars? Plenty dollars. Can we get
All right. This has been amazing. As I leave, we have the domestic violence hotline on the screen. Jot it down if you need it. Also, the opioid hotline. Jot that down as well if you need it. Thank you to my panel. BLS, thank you for sharing your story. LaDawn, thank you for sharing your story. LaDawn, thank you for being a champion for Kiki Jabbar. Thank
Yes.
you for uh, showing us and telling us about your own story when it comes to addiction, as well as Aunt Debbie. Aunt Debbie's platform will be about addiction, and we can't wait for her to get that message and hope out there for people. So again, thank you, Ladon. And Prosperity, we sing because we happy and we sing because we're free. Thank you for that song. Thank you for making my spirit smile. Thank you for giving us your story and giving people hope. Again, your tears today was for mental abuse. And a lot of people try to downplay mental, financial, verbal. Abuse is abuse. So
Mhm.
thank you to each and every one of you. I promise I got to get up out of here because if I cancel on my cutie crew tonight, they going to cuss me out. Okay? They going to cuss.
Bye. See you later. See you tonight.
See you later, cutie crew. Thank you again to everybody in the chat. You guys have an
Thank you, Chit
amazing.
Chat.
You are welcome. Thank you, BLS. You guys have an amazing Friday. And to the cutie crew, I will see you guys later. We do have 4 $25 trivia winners. We're going to start off the live with that. First and foremost, we're going to make that quick so we can go ahead and get to the good stuff. Yes, Juan Davis, beautiful live. And it is because of all of you. I know this was on my platform, but it is because all of you. God is good. So let's continue to be our sister's keeper. Let's continue to be a safe place where people can free themselves because that's how you're going to get better. Free yourself. Okay. I love you guys to the cutie crew. I will chat with you guys later. Bye.